Right, so I'm here with ex-touring car racer and current British GT racer for this season, Shaun Hollamby. So, Shaun, looking forward to the season ahead?
Really looking forward to it. We wanted to get into GTs for quite a few years, and, me personally, but also AMD Tuning as a team as well, because I see it as a way to expand the motorsport side of the business, alongside the British touring car side as well. So this year we decided to bite the bullet, get our own car. We've got a GT4 Porsche, because the Porsche brand works well with AMD as a tuning company as well. With somebody who I've known out of racing as well is Graham Coombs, who's done quite a bit in various things, including Dutch Supercar. So we said, right, okay, let's go and have a go at this. As it is, it turns out to be the most competitive year for GT4 ever. There's a massive grid of cars, which is good, because it means that competition is going to be as intense as ever. But unfortunately, that probably means we're going to be pushed further back down the field. So with lots of young, quick guys out there. But Graham and I, the main thing with Graham and I is I think that we're a good bronze pairing. We're not a pro and an am where you've got a very quick guy and somebody who's still sort of learning what motor racing is all about, really. We've got a lot of experience together, so what we're hoping is that we don't fire it off, and we're always there at the end. So that's the key thing, and turning consistent laps. So fingers crossed, we'll get in amongst it.
Sure. Okay, so there's a steep learning curve expected for the year, but what would you imagine your realistic expectations come the end of the season would be?
That's a difficult one, to be honest, at the moment, because actually when I was I went down the pit lane at lunchtime and just spoke to a few of the guys who've been racing in the series for a while, and actually there's quite a few new pairings in amongst it, and it's very difficult to know exactly where you stand. Midfield, I would say, is where we're aiming first of all, and then hopefully pushing forward. I'd be disappointed if we weren't on the podium at some point during the year. That's where I would hope to be aiming. I'm there to be shot down in flames, but it's that's where I would hope to be.
Sure. Okay. And now going to the touring car branch of the AMD team, you've got Mike Bushell on board for this season. So he's a young prodigy. I caught up with Autosport at the start of the year. Seems very keen, very sort of quick to learn sort of thing. So you're looking forward to the season with him in the focus?
Yes, definitely. I mean, any driver who wins the Clio Cup Championship is always going to have a lot of talent, and Mike showed that last year by being really sort of definitely the second half of the year the dominant force out there, and so he was pushing for me. He doesn't live far away from us, which is quite a nice side. I also quite like the fact that he's not a professional racing driver, so he's got a day job as well, which is working in the family cars sales business with his mum and dad, which isn't a huge multi-million-pound operation. So I like that idea. That suits me. The touring car that we run with him, we bring some sponsorship to that drive as well. So we help whoever's driving that to get on the grid, and he was the sort of driver that I would like to see on the grid, who possibly in other circumstances, if we weren't there, maybe not be able to get on the grid. So I'm looking forward to it. I can
imagine you are. And lastly, for this afternoon, track temperatures have dropped a bit. It's got a bit cloudy. You had a bit of a problem this morning with the puncher. So what are the plans for this afternoon, as of course you're still learning? Have you got anything sort of different to the plan-wise?
Not really. It's more seat time, really. Graham and I have only had one day, so half a day each in the Porsche, and we were happy with how we did at Snetterton a couple of weeks ago. We were running this morning on sort of really old tyres that we got with the car, and we were just going to carry on with those, but I think they might have seen better days. So luckily we just had a puncture rather than anything else. So we've got some new Avons bolted on now. So it's and again, this is slightly different. With the touring car team, it's a massive investment, and you have to have multiple sets of tyres and really go for it. What I liked about the idea of GT4 is it's a nice friendly paddock, which not that touring cars isn't, but it's a lot more intense. And actually it was quite nice walking down the pit lane to see quite a few names you've seen for a few years in other formulas, but you don't usually get a chance to have a chat with them, whereas now I've walked down the pit lane and had a chat with 5 or 6 people who I've just waved to a couple of times in the paddock for the last few years. So it's nice to pick up with a few people, but also good racing with lots of track time, and also a chance for AMD to push in and try and get in amongst sort of some of the GT3 action maybe in following years. But see how we get on GT4 first.
Brilliant. Well, I wish you both, yourself, the team, and of course your teammate as well, the best of luck for the season ahead.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.